Your mind is more powerful than you realize. Right now, at this very moment, you have the ability to change everything. Yes, everything. Think about it. What's running through your mind at this second? Are you focusing on growth, abundance, and possibility? Because here's the truth, what you focus on, you attract. So if your mind is the architect of your reality, what kind of life are you building? Stick till the end to find out exactly how you can reshape your reality. Right now, what's running through your mind? Are you replaying old mistakes and painful memories? Are you constantly thinking about everything that could go wrong? Or are you picturing a future filled with happiness, success, and fulfillment? Most people don't realize that their thoughts are running on autopilot. They let their past experiences, their environment, and their emotions dictate what they think about. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But the truth is, your focus works like a spotlight. Whatever you shine it on becomes bigger and more real in your life. If you always focus on problems, your mind will keep showing you more problems. If you focus on why things won't work out, your brain will reinforce that belief by finding more reasons to support it. But if you train yourself to focus on possibilities, solutions, and opportunities, your mind will shift in that direction. It's not magic, it's the way your brain is designed to work. A part of your brain called the reticular activating system acts as a filter, selecting what's important and filtering out everything else. That's why when you buy a new car, you suddenly start seeing that same model everywhere. The cars were always there, but now your brain has been trained to notice them. This principle applies to every area of your life. Two people can go through the same situation but have completely different experiences based on their focus. One sees only obstacles while the other sees opportunities. One sees failure while the other sees a lesson. The only difference between them is how they choose to direct their attention. You have more control than you think, and if you learn to take charge of your focus, you can take charge of your life. The first step to shifting your focus is letting go of limiting beliefs. These are the thoughts that hold you back, the ones that whisper, "You're not good enough, you're not smart enough," or "You'll never succeed." These beliefs feel real because you've repeated them to yourself so many times, but they are not facts. They are just patterns of thinking, and just like any habit, they can be changed. A powerful way to do this is through visualization. Your brain doesn't fully know the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that actually happens. That's why professional athletes and top performers use visualization to train their minds. If you close your eyes and picture yourself achieving your biggest goal, where you are, who's with you, what it feels like, you're conditioning your brain to see it as possible. The more details you add, the more real it becomes in your mind. And when you keep repeating that vision, your brain starts aligning your actions with that future. But visualization alone isn't enough. To truly change your focus, you have to train your mind every day. This starts with awareness, paying attention to what's running through your mind throughout the day. Are you constantly worrying, doubting yourself, or focusing on obstacles? Instead of letting these thoughts control you, practice shifting your attention. When you catch yourself dwelling on problems, gently redirect your focus to possible solutions. When you notice yourself criticizing your abilities, remind yourself of your strengths and past successes. Your words shape your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your reality. That's why it's also important to surround yourself with the right influences. Everything you consume, whether it's the news, social media, or the conversations you engage in, affects your mindset. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, fear, and doubt, your brain will focus on those things. But if you choose to surround yourself with people, ideas, and content that inspire, educate, and uplift you, your mind will start shifting toward growth and possibility. Understanding focus is one thing, but applying it in daily life is where real change happens. One of the easiest ways to train your focus is through gratitude. When you actively look for things to be grateful for, your brain starts noticing more of them. It's like adjusting the lens of a camera. Whatever you zoom in on becomes clearer and more defined. A simple habit to build this mindset is listing 3 things you're grateful for every morning or night. They don't have to be big, just anything that made your day better. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to naturally focus on the positive. Another powerful tool is meditation. A lot of people misunderstand meditation, thinking it's about emptying the mind, but it's actually about learning to control your attention. When you meditate, you practice observing your thoughts without reacting to them. This strengthens your ability to choose what to focus on. Even just a few minutes a day can make a difference in how you handle distractions and negative thoughts. But beyond internal focus, action is just as important. You can't just think about success, you have to take steps toward it. Break your big goals into small, manageable tasks and take action every day, no matter how small. Your focus creates clarity, but your actions create results. When you consistently focus on progress, even if it's slow, you build momentum. This is why successful people seem to attract more success. It's not luck. It's a pattern of thinking and acting that keeps moving them forward. The key takeaway is this: what you focus on expands. If you focus on reasons why you can't do something, your brain will keep showing you more reasons. If you focus on possibilities, your brain will start looking for ways to make them real. This isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to direct your energy. Your thoughts come and go, but your focus stays. What you give your sustained attention to is what truly shapes your life. When you consistently focus on what you want, your mind starts working in ways that align with that goal. First, you begin to notice opportunities that were always there but hidden in the background. Your brain, through its reticular activating system, filters out unnecessary information and highlights what matters to you. This is why when you buy a new car, you suddenly notice the same model everywhere. It was always there, but your focus shifted. Second, your emotions align with your desires. The feelings associated with success, abundance, or happiness start motivating you to take action. When you feel like you're already on the right path, you act accordingly. Your choices naturally reflect your goals. You prioritize differently, spending more time on things that bring you closer to what you want and avoiding distractions. But here's where it gets even deeper. Your focus literally rewires your brain. This process, called neuroplasticity, strengthens neural connections associated with your desires. The more you reinforce these patterns, the more natural it becomes to think, feel, and act in a way that supports your goals. Your brain is always adapting, so if you train it to focus on growth, possibilities, and success, that becomes your reality. However, focusing on what you want is not always easy. The brain has a negativity bias, an evolutionary survival mechanism that makes us more sensitive to problems, threats, and risks. This was useful when survival depended on spotting dangers in the wild, but today it often works against us. If left unchecked, this tendency makes us dwell on failures, rejections, and fears instead of possibilities and solutions. To break free from this pattern, conscious effort is required. Highly successful people are not necessarily the most talented or lucky. They have simply mastered the skill of redirecting their focus. Instead of fixating on problems, they look for solutions. Instead of dwelling on limitations, they explore possibilities. They focus on what they can control rather than what they can't. This mental shift creates a sense of empowerment and resilience, allowing them to persist through challenges. That doesn't mean positive thinking alone will magically manifest success. Focus shapes what you notice, how you react, and the actions you take. But action is still necessary. Your focus guides your efforts, ensuring they are directed towards meaningful progress rather than wasted on distractions. By shifting your focus away from fear and doubt and towards what you want, you start making choices that align with your vision. So how do you harness the power of focus effectively? It starts with clarity. Vague desires lead to vague results, but when you define exactly what you want, whether it's financial success, better health, or stronger relationships, your brain knows what to look for. This clarity acts like a mental GPS directing you towards your goals. Once you're clear on what you want, consistency is key. Focus isn't a one-time effort. It must become a daily habit. Practices like visualization and affirmations help reinforce this. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving your goal, your brain starts treating it as a real possibility. But affirmations must feel realistic. Instead of saying, "I am a millionaire," when you're struggling financially, try, "I am learning to manage money wisely and attract financial growth." This keeps your brain engaged rather than rejecting the idea outright. Beyond visualization and affirmations, action is crucial. If you focus on health, your choices, exercise, diet, sleep, must align with that focus. If you want career success, taking small but consistent steps in that direction matters. Many people say they want success but spend their energy on fears, doubts, or past failures. This misalignment creates mental friction, leading to stagnation. Your focus, thoughts, emotions, and actions must be congruent. Every day, the thoughts you choose and the decisions you make shape your life. Your focus determines what you notice, how you feel, and what actions you take. If you constantly think about problems, your mind will find more of them. If you focus on solutions, you will start seeing possibilities you never noticed before. This happens because your brain filters information based on what you consider important. When you are clear about what you want, your mind works to align your reality with that vision. But clarity is not enough. You must also direct your focus with intention. Instead of starting your day on autopilot, take a moment to decide what you want to achieve. Think about how you want to feel, how you want to respond to challenges, and what kind of energy you want to bring into your interactions. When you set your focus early, your brain naturally looks for ways to make it happen. This small habit changes the way you move through your day. You are no longer reacting to circumstances. You are actively creating the kind of day you want to experience. What you think about consistently becomes your reality, but it is not just about thoughts. It is about aligning your words and actions with those thoughts. If you visualize success but constantly tell yourself you are not good enough, your brain receives mixed signals. The same happens when you dream of growth but act in ways that keep you stuck. Your self-talk matters because your mind believes what you repeatedly say. Pay attention to how you speak about your goals. Are you reinforcing limiting beliefs, or are you using words that support your vision? Instead of thinking about what you lack, focus on the progress you are making. Gratitude helps shift this focus. When you appreciate what you already have, you train your brain to see abundance rather than scarcity. This does not mean ignoring challenges, but rather approaching them with a mindset that looks for solutions. Another powerful practice is visualization. When you imagine your ideal future in detail, your brain begins treating it as real. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes to take actions that align with that future. Small, consistent steps matter. Success is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It is about making choices every day that move you closer to your goals. Even with the best intentions, negative thoughts will still appear. Your brain is wired to focus on problems because, for survival, it needed to detect threats. But in today's world, this often leads to overthinking and self-doubt rather than solutions. The goal is not to eliminate negative thoughts, but to change how you respond to them. Instead of fighting them or feeling guilty for having them, simply notice them. Recognize that they are just thoughts, not reality. Then choose to shift your focus back to what you want to create. This practice weakens the hold of negativity over time. Your environment also plays a role in shaping your focus. The people you spend time with and the content you consume influence your thoughts. If you surround yourself with negativity, it will be harder to maintain a positive focus. But if you choose to be around those who uplift and inspire you, your mindset naturally shifts in a better direction. Eliminating distractions is also important. When your attention is scattered, progress slows down. Train yourself to be present, whether in conversations, work, or personal growth. The more you focus on what truly matters, the faster you attract the life you want. Your reality is shaped by what you consistently give your attention to, so choose wisely. The people and surroundings you expose yourself to play a huge role in shaping your focus. If you are constantly around negativity, doubt, or people who do not support your vision, it becomes much harder to maintain a strong mindset. Your environment should fuel your ambitions, not drain them. Seek out individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and genuinely believe in your growth. Their energy will reinforce your own, helping you stay committed to your goals. Surrounding yourself with the right people also means cutting out unnecessary negativity. If certain relationships constantly bring you down or make you second-guess yourself, it might be time to set boundaries. A positive environment is not just about people, it also includes what you consume daily. The books you read, the content you watch, and the conversations you engage in all shape your thinking. By intentionally choosing uplifting influences, you give your mind the right kind of fuel to stay focused on what truly matters. And if you believe in the power of positive influence, comment growth below. Let's fill our minds with what truly matters. Challenges and failures are inevitable, but they should not become your main focus. A setback is not the end, it is an opportunity to learn and grow. The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of getting stuck on what went wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? When you start seeing obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, you develop a more resilient mindset. Another crucial part of maintaining focus is practicing self-compassion. Being too hard on yourself does not push you forward, it holds you back. Treat yourself with the same understanding and encouragement you would offer a close friend. This does not mean making excuses, but rather acknowledging that growth is a process. Staying aligned with your vision also requires regularly celebrating your progress. Too often people focus on how far they still have to go, rather than how much they have already achieved. Take time each week to reflect on even the smallest victories. This practice builds confidence and reinforces your belief in your ability to create the life you want. Your focus is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you redirect your attention from doubt and negativity back to your goals, you are strengthening your ability to stay on track. One powerful way to do this is through affirmations, but they work best when you truly feel the emotion behind them. It is not just about repeating words, it is about embodying the belief. If your affirmation is, I am successful, let yourself feel what success means to you: confidence, excitement, fulfillment. This combination of thought and emotion creates a stronger impact. Staying present is also crucial. While having a vision for the future is important, real change happens in the present moment. The choices you make right now determine what you attract into your life. When you bring focus and intention into your daily actions, you naturally start aligning with the reality you want to create. Think of yourself as a gardener. Your dreams are the seeds, and your focus is the water and sunlight they need to grow. Some days progress might not be visible, but beneath the surface, roots are strengthening. If you stay consistent, those seeds will eventually blossom into something extraordinary. Keep choosing your focus wisely and watch as your reality transforms to match the vision you have set. So what are you focusing on right now? Are your thoughts aligned with the life you want to create? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more value-rich content. See you in the next episode.